Hello, my crafty friends. Welcome into the craft room. Thanks for joining me today. I have a fun project idea for you, and this will work for, really, guys, it could work for Valentine's, and it could also work for St. Patrick's if you have the right color. But we're going to do it kind of with a heart theme and the Valentine theme in mind today. I grabbed some of these red, I was going to try to find that. Here we go. Red lunch bags. They call them paper sacks, 12 count, from Hobby Lobby. And they did have some other colors. I don't remember the other colors, but anyway, you can do snowflakes with like a brown paper bag or a white paper bag. You could do any kind of color you wanted. I wanted red for this one because we're going to do a heart project. So you need about 7 of these for this particular project. And you're also going to need you're going to need some scissors. You're going to need either freehand or trace a heart shape, and you're going to also need to make some pointed edges because we're going to make these into snowflake hearts. I happen to have just a chalk marker that I'm going to use for mine, for tracing mine. And then you also want some type of glue. You could easily use hot glue if you wanted, but you could use any type of glue that's going to adhere fairly quickly. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, we're back. So I want to show you what you're going to end up with, but I'm going to show you the process to get to this as well, okay? So you have your, your lunch bag, and you want the side that you would open up, the lunch sack. So once I did that, I started, this is what it's going to end up looking like, but this is what I did to start, okay? Now, I'm going to use this as my template for these other ones, but I want to show you how I at least got to that point. I took my sack, and all I did was choose, I'm going to try to match it up here because I don't want to mess it up. I just chose where I wanted to place my heart, not too close to the top, not too close to the bottom. So I chose about here. Let's just see, is that about the right spot? Let's make sure, because I do want them to kind of be similar. They don't have to be exact the way they're going to be there. And this is just one of those, this was a heart. I made it into a tassel last year or 2 years ago. I don't remember, but it's just one of those little hearts from Hobby Lobby. Not Hobby Lobby. Oh my gosh, you guys, I can't even think straight. From the Dollar Tree that I had turned into a little tassel. So once you have that, you're only going to use half of the heart. Now, you're more than welcome to freehand this. You do not have to use a stencil or a template. Most people can draw a heart, or at least a half of a heart. If you don't want to do it that way and you'd rather it be more uniform, I just figured it would be easy to show you this way. Now, take your pen and you're going to trace just half of it, okay? Just half of it. See how we have that on there? I hope you guys can see that. I chose silver. Hopefully it would show up. Okay, so there's that. Now, the next thing we're going to set that aside, is we are going to take our sack and we are going to fold it in half, okay? Fold it in half, but you're not going to push down here. You don't want to make it permanent. We just want to fold it in half so that we can cut out our heart. And then also we are going to cut this end here at an angle for a point because it looks better that way for the oh shoot, I'll get it to you in a minute. It looks better that way for your snowflake when you have it. Now, what I did for this first one to get it to look like that, now you can see there's still a bend in there, but it's going to be fine once we put it together. All right, so I just folded it over and I kind of made a little tiny bit of a indent here. And then I chose how far I wanted it to come down on an angle. And I took a ruler and let's see, I did not want it to be, let's see if I can tell. I didn't measure it. I didn't measure it, but I will measure it for you. I'm an eyeballer, so I don't even know. Let's see, let's do it this way. Looks like it's about an inch. So about an inch up from the opening of this heart. Let's just, we'll just say that's what it is. I knew that doesn't seem right, you guys. That does not seem right. Yeah, that is right. An inch up from this heart, that is right. I'm like, that does not look right. I made a little line right here, okay? So let's make sure that's an inch. Yeah, that's an inch. I made a line, a little mark here, and I think with the first one, I just eyeballed it, you guys, but you can, if you want an exact measurement, there you go, you got it. Your heart starts down about, looks like it's about 2¼ inches. And this is, it can be any way you want it, you guys. Do not get tied up on the measurements, okay? I don't. I took that point and then I went over here to the corner where I made this little bend, right, which is the middle of the bag, and I drew a straight line. Okay. And now I know where I want to cut. I fold it back in half like this, and don't fold it all the way if you don't have to. For the long line up here, I used my bigger scissors because I didn't need to, you know, make turns and things like that. So I just used my big scissors and cut those off. I do save these because you can use this for mixed media projects and things like that. And for the hearts, I just used my smaller ones so I could move around a little better. So I just cut around my tracing. And again, if you're good at freehanding, and you don't even have to do a heart this big, you could do a little tiny heart. It could be a small heart. It really is up to you. And if you get the whole, you know, if you cut the whole area that you trace, that's great. If you mess up on the lines a little bit, that's fine too. This is for fun, and it would be even a fun project to do with one of the kids or with an elderly person that wanted to do a craft. I'm actually going to try to do a little bit better. Get in here. There we go. Trim that up. Okay, so now we're done with that. And again, I save these because they could be used for mixed media. You could even take this and put it on a card. Make a little Valentine card for it. Or a package or whatever you want it. Your scrapbook page. Okay, so now we have this. Let's see how well we did with measure. Ooh, they're not exactly straight. So obviously I did not measure that as well. Or actually my heart is down lower. It's not going to be the end of the world, but I am going to take my first one again, and I am going to, but now I have, because they're going to be, I'll put them on opposite sides, so you won't even be able to tell the fact that they're not exact. It'll be close enough. Once you get done with the whole finished project, that's the idea. So I'm going to take the one I did first, that I paid the most attention to, and I have to apologize. I am having severe allergy attack for some reason again today. I've been having these a lot this winter. So I apologize for that. And then I'm going to take the one I did first, and I am going to trace it, use it as a stencil, and trace it. Sorry about the dogs, guys. I am going to trace this. Now, I only have to do the one side because remember, when I fold it, it does, I'll cut both sides. So I'm just going to do that on all of the rest of the bags. So if you make one, then the other 6, you can just use it as a template and cut them out. So I'm going to do that next. You saw how to do it. You don't have to watch me cut. And then I'll come back. Okay, all done with that step. Got all 7 of them cut and ready to go. Okay, now for the next step, we're going to start. We want to make sure all of these are facing the same direction. So you want to put this... you can do it this side up, I suppose. Yeah, you can do it this side up. That would be better. But they all need to be facing the same direction. Let's go ahead and do it that way. Okay. Now, get your glue. I'll start with one. I'll set that there. Okay, so you have your glue. I'm going to actually just use some Stick Fast. This is the medium. Actually, it's called the thick. It's the thick. Okay, and you're going to do the shape of a T. You're going to go down here, even though this kind of looks like an arrow, you're going to do the shape of a T. And, you know, it doesn't have to be, oh, I got a clog. Sorry. Hang on. Pause, please. And now it's stuck to me. It's fine. So we're going to do the shape of a T. Again, you can do this with a hot glue gun if you want, but we're going to do a T. Might have to poke the end of that. It's not coming out very fluid. It's been a while since I've used that. And then you're going to take the next one with the fold side down, and you're going to place it right on top of it. Now, depending on what type of glue you have, you probably have a few minutes to work with it and try to line it up, because I'm going to try, you know, I want them to be lined up. Okay? All right, so that's what we have so far. All right? And we're going to do that with each one of these. So I will do that with all of them. And then I will come back and show you what we do with the last, at the very last, okay? Be right back. Okay, I've got all 7 of them glued together. And as you can see, even though I used one as a template, you can see it's not exact. They're not matched up perfectly. I'm not going to worry about it too much because once it, like I said, once the project's done, I'll show you a picture of what it looks like finished. And then you will be able to see that it really doesn't matter. If you do it smaller, it probably wouldn't show up as much. But now we're at the last one, the top one and the bottom one. We need to attach it because we're making it into a circle. So I am going to put, again, my T right here. Okay. And it doesn't take a lot. And this stick fast, it does stick pretty fast. So, you know, you can't play around with it too much. It's not going to let you. But we are going to take we're going to take it like this, okay, and get a hold of this one. And I'm going to stick my hand in this one. I need to move faster, probably, if I can get in it. Of course, it's going to take me a minute with my left hand. Oy vey. Okay, sorry, guys. Hang on. Get in here. And then I'm going to bring it around like this to a circle, just like this. And then I am going to have these two meet. Now, I did not open any of these bags beforehand, and apparently I should have, because they're kind of sticking, because they have not been opened before. So they're sticking. Let's see. I don't know. Maybe I need another bag. Might need one more bag. I think I can get it. Maybe I can get it around. Oh, it sounds like it's tearing, though. Oh, it's tearing, y'all. I don't know. It might be best to do it. Maybe we should do one more, y'all. Maybe we should do one more bag. Okay. Pause. We will rewind. I'm not rewinding, but I'll just tell you. Let's do 8 bags instead, okay? So I'm going to do one more of this. I'm going to cut out the pattern to make it match. I'm going to glue one more on. That way it's not stressing my circle too much, because apparently maybe my bags are a little different, but it's just, I think we're going to need 8 for it, okay? So be right back. Okay, we're back. Cut one more. And we're going to see, hopefully, let's see if my glue's dried or not yet. If I did it quick enough that it can grab a hold of it. Let's see. Let's see if that worked. I want to make sure it's grabbed. But 2 things to note before we do the last thing. I would suggest maybe opening up your bags a little bit before you try to do your circle. And this is the first time I've done it, so I'm learning from my mistakes. And you can learn from my mistakes too. That one is cut really, I don't know why that's so thin. You might want to use a little smaller heart that's not as thick this way as I did, because as you can see, it cuts it very close together here, because we only have a little bit of a space there. So you may want to use one that's not quite as, dare we say, fat? I don't know how else to explain it. But that is 2 things that I have noticed. Okay. And then open them each one. And look, this is the one that started to tear. I'll just put some tape on there or some glue. You'll never know once it's hanging up. I'll make sure it's somewhere you can't really notice it. Okay. So that is 2 things I noticed. And then the other thing I wanted to say is these might have been a little more uniform if instead of, when I traced it, I had the fold side down and I traced it and then I folded it. It doesn't matter where you trace it. Okay, first of all. Well, it kind of does. I guess it kind of does. When I folded it in towards where the bottom part of the paper bag is. And I think that may have affected how they lined up. So it might be better when you do it. Draw your heart. Don't let it go quite as far in to the, oh, let me see. What's the issue here? Where's our issue? Don't let it go quite as far in this way. Okay, so maybe make it a little bit smaller, not as far this way. I am struggling for words, y'all, but you're getting what I'm saying, right? And then the next thing is fold it towards the not where this is, the flap at the bottom. I think you might get better matching up. And then use 8 of these types of bags, at least the ones from Hobby Lobby. I don't know if they have a measurement on there. It's 5 by 10 by 3, if that helps. And that's all in inches, if that helps. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do that last step, and we're going to do a T. And I'm going to flip this over. So I like working on this side when I'm doing my T and applying my glue. Okay. All right. And once you have done that, now we're going to start back where I was. I had to pause and go back out. So you're going to get your, actually, I'm going to do it this way. I'm right-handed, so I think it might work better for me this way. Put that in there and get into this one. and then bring it around into a circle like this. And then once you've brought it to a circle, you want to seal it. The next thing that I'm noticing right now as well that has caused a couple issues, I think, is don't let your glue go too far up, I think. Maybe. No, I don't think it matters. Maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe it was just sticking. If you want your glue to go all the way up to the end to give it as pointy as it can, because I think this is where it was sticking. And that was just because I had not opened the bag before. So once you have done all that and you've got it attached, look at this adorable. It's hard with this angle. I'm going to take a picture of it so you'll be able to see, but it's up to you. I think if I were to do it again, I would do smaller hearts. I would make them much smaller just because I want it just like an accent around here instead of them being so big. And now I'm going to have to fix that little piece. But I mean, it's cute, right? And I think you could do this with just about any age, and you could do it in any color. If you didn't want to do hearts, you could do a shamrock, you could do a bunny, you could do whatever you wanted to make your snowflake look like. Snowflake look like. Anyway, I hope that inspires you guys. I just thought it was a fun idea. And now at this point, if you want to hang it up somewhere, I would just find a spot in here in between one of these that you want to run some jute twine or a cute ribbon and put it through here and find a place to hang it up. And enjoy it. Let me know if you give this a try, and I hope it inspired you. If not, I hope it just entertained you. But you can learn from my mistake. I love being your guinea pig. All right, guys, thanks for joining me in the craft room. And as always, until I see you next time, be safe, be healthy, be blessed, and be so inspired. Bye, guys.